November, I decided I no longer wanted to be a responsible parent and I gave up my kids. I was just tired of being responsible and caring for them. I felt like I was too young and I wanted to go out there and experience life, and I started dating someone else, so it just didn't fit with my new lifestyle. And I didn't have anything to worry about because the other parent is a very responsible parent. But now I'm here because now I'm in child support, and to top it off, I'm really pissed off that I took care of them all the way up to November and I couldn't claim them on my taxes because the other parent had already claimed them.
She walked away from her kids like they were an inconvenience, and now she's shocked the world didn't reward her. If you abandon your role, don't cry when the bill shows up.
Did you see, I think it's Kentucky. Did you see where Kentucky automatically said 50% custody and no child support when you get divorced?
They with it.
Hey, Lonnie, can you pull that up, dude? I think it's Kentucky, the new Kentucky divorce laws. Divorces dropped by like 30%.
Straight up.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Straight up.
Yeah. I want to say, just off the top of my head, that they said when you get divorced, it's automatic 50-50 custody, and there's not going to be child support going one way or the other. That's what I want to say. And, dude, I want to say that it dropped like 30%, the divorce rate. Like,
straight up. Straight up.
The first
they
month.
start putting some of this shit in place, bro, like you were saying.
Smart move, Kentucky. Making 50-50 the starting point forces both parents to own their role. Now, dads can't be written off by default, and women can't just lean on the system for support.
Bitch, if you're sensitive, just scroll on. I think that if a woman brings a baby into this world for a man that said he didn't want to have a child with her, she should be obligated and responsible for child support to that man, even if she has the child. Even if she is the custodial parent and he never sees the kid, that man should be compensated because now he got a seed walking around here on this earth that he don't even fucking want. That is not fair. That's just taking advantage of a motherfucker.
You can't force a man into fatherhood and then cry when accountability hits back. Choices have consequences. A man shouldn't pay for a decision he never made.
I don't know what state you all live in, but the state I live in, if the husband is not paying his child support, the wife has to. The wife picks up the slack. The government comes for you. I just passed a video of this woman, and I commented this already, so I don't feel bad about making a separate video because I couldn't believe my eyes. Basically, more power to her. She going back to school. She says she makes 6 figures. You know, she whatever. She said after 3 years, she's no longer, she's not paying for her stepkids' insurance anymore. She's not doing this. She's not doing that. She has her own biological kids to take care of. You hear it. And she gives this backstory about how her husband's not making as much money now that he's retired from the military, blah, blah, blah. She also mentions that the baby mama threatened to file, and then in the comments she said that court is coming up and that she did file, that she's not making as much money, or she's not getting the child support that she's supposed to be getting. It was like a horror movie, bro. Like, I literally was like, don't go in there, get out the house, don't go up the stairs and ask if Johnny's up there when you know he left for the store. I've seen it happen with my own eyes. The government is coming for you because legally y'all are one. They in the comments raising a fist to her, fight the power queen. I'm like, okay, she must not be in a state like that. Like, yeah, file your taxes separately. I have watched men quit their jobs entirely when they have married a woman who makes enough money because, well, they quit their jobs entirely because they don't be wanting to pay child support, and you know they do a lot of under table jobs. But the government came for her because legally that's your husband.
This is what happens when women play stupid games, win government-sized consequences. The system makes you pay for this mess.
What if when you filed for divorce, you knew that your spouse would get 50-50 custody? Would that affect your decision? Kentucky has a law where 50-50 is the default. Now, obviously, there are exceptions if there's, domestic violence or whatever, but the default is 50-50. So not like Detroit where the default is every other weekend. If you knew your ex was going to get the kids 50% of the time right off, would that affect your decision to file for divorce? Why or why not?
When 50-50 is the default, a lot of women suddenly stop treating divorce like a power move. Hard to pull the plug when you can't use the kids as leverage anymore.
So I got divorced about 7 years ago, and the judge in the case awards my ex-wife half my house. I say my house because I made the entire down payment on a house we only lived in for 3 years. But the judge awards it 50-50. What am I going to do? So anyway, we lived together in this house for 2 years as a divorced pair, right? We couldn't sell. The housing market was bad. We shared a son together, and there were some issues there. And it was a weird situation. Like, we were both living on different levels of the home. We were both bring other people over. We were both dating other people, but yet she would still do my laundry and she would still do the food shopping. And then one day she gets into a car accident. It's an icy morning, one of those winter icy mornings, and her car hits a telephone pole. And although she was physically okay, the car was totaled. Well, guess who didn't have gap insurance, right? When we were married, I used to say, you always got to get gap insurance. And she's like, what are you, my father? Why do you always have to say stuff like that? Well, guess what? I know things. You should have had gap insurance. Now she doesn't have a car. So she asked me for a $4,000 loan, and she played the whole card. Well, I drive our son around. Do you want him to be in an old jalopy? Fine. I will give you the $4,000 with the assumption that you would pay me back $200 a month until it's paid off. That was the deal. So her and her best friend go to the car dealer, and they're there, they find a car, and then she calls me and I'm at work. She goes, did you move the $4,000 over to my account yet? And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to do it now. But I'm not doing it unless that house split is 60-40. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm talking about you're going to sign a paper that gives me 60% of this house, or you're getting ugats. I'm not giving you anything. She's like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, I am. Do I sound like I'm kidding? So that's why the house split turned out to be 60-40.
Funny how fast fairness shows up when the free ride ends. Amazing what a man can get back once he stops letting guilt do the negotiating.
And I just gave you a check for $3,500. So lie again.
I don't have it. You can't give me a check.
Then what'd you do with it? I endorsed a check over to you, a whole week's pay of $3,500.
Not true.
Okay. So keep lying.
So you didn't receive this check from him, as he asserts?
He can't. No, he did not endorse. He's talking about a paycheck. He didn't endorse me a paycheck.
And I signed it over to her and handed it to her. I'm sorry, I apologize. I handed it to my children and told my children to give it to her. It was a $3,500 check. It was my entire week's pay, and I gave that to her.
I never received $3,500.
Okay, Shanna.
All right.
This is why I want legal counsel, because there's no working with her, and she wants to lie. I literally handed a $3,500 check to my daughter and told her, and signed it, and told her to give it to her mother to help out with bills and everything else.
And which daughter did you hand that to? Because you're not supposed to be involving my children in anything that...
You were not at home. You were not at home, and we discussed the fact that I would give you that check, and I gave it to Cheyenne.
And I told you no.
I signed the back of it. I gave it to Cheyenne. I told her to make sure you got it because we discussed this, and I gave you $3,500, my entire week's pay. I cut myself short to help you, and now you want to lie. That's fine. I just want to get legal. I
never received a $3,500 check. That's all I'm saying.
You're a liar.
No.
Okay, well,
because
I suggest you talk to Cheyenne to see if that was delivered to her. Perhaps she just forgot to give it to her mom.
No, that's fine.
All right. Maybe an issue we'll be dealing with on November the 18th.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I've done everything I can do to help her and support my kids. I'm not that guy. So
I would suggest you each get your own attorneys, appear with your attorneys by Zoom, November 18th at 4 o'clock. We will further address this case.
She lies without blinking and still expects sympathy. Meanwhile, the man is literally handing over his entire paycheck just to get dragged for it.
Because regardless if y'all got an attitude or don't got an attitude, if your mama talking shit or not talking shit, I still have to pay. Yeah. Imagine somebody talking shit to you, belittling you, and you still gotta pay. You still gotta do for the kid with joy and glee. Yeah. And they gonna give their mama all the credit. They never really get daddy. They get an award, be like, thanks to my mama. You never give daddy the credit. Yeah. Mama mess up, you say mama did the best she can. Daddy mess up, yo, daddy ain't shit. Right. Mm-hmm. Like, it's hard being a father. And I never really told them my side. I let their mama tell their side.
He never told me his.
I never told them my side.
My dad never either.
Because everybody think they mama, all y'all mamas ain't angels. Hoes wasn't just invented in 2025. Some of y'all mamas was hoes.
Damn.
Because seriously.
I was going to say something.
Men pay the price while women rewrite the story. A father slips once and he's the villain, but a mother fails and it's always, she did her best.
Child support court update. So I had court again today because a new judge was assigned to the case. If you don't know, I get $3,700 of child support every month, and I use it on myself. I don't use it on my kids. The old judge that was assigned to our case was okay with me spending, the child support on myself because he clearly said it was just reimbursement for what I have been spending on my children. But the judge today was not having none of that shit, and she completely took me off of child support, meaning I'm now getting $0 for my 7 kids. I guess it's true when they say don't post everything on social media. I'm honestly in disbelief. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Bragging about burning through a man's money, then acting shocked when the court finally wakes up. She just learned the hard way that child support isn't a personal allowance.
Who initiated the divorce?
I initiated the divorce.
What was the reason?
Okay, we were young and we didn't communicate well. And really for me, if I'm honest, it's that he was emotionally disconnected. I felt alone in the marriage. I tried really hard to find ways to get through to him and I couldn't. And so eventually I checked out and became very resentful and angry.
Shared custody?
Shared custody.
50-50?
Yep. I'm really close to my dad, so I didn't want to deny him that.
Was he paying you child support?
Yes. Yes, and I did get child support all the way through until my kids went to college. But it really didn't amount to that much.
Just curious, how much was he paying you?
At the beginning, I think I probably got around $6,000 a month in like child support and alimony. But this is a man who made a lot of money. He was paying me, I just remembered. So I got about $2,500 a month for child support and about $5,000 a month for alimony. Maybe it sounds like no money to you, or maybe it sounds like a lot, but relative to what my ex-husband made, I really got very little money, and it was never enough to feel remotely comfortable. So I wish I had fought a little harder.
She initiated the divorce and still complains about the money she got. Men pay, women judge, and nobody ever says thanks.
They come out to $9,200 because she's capped based on her income. That brings her child support obligation to $2,300 per month. Reimbursing you for the health insurance that you carry for the children every month is $255, bringing your monthly child support to $2,550.
Okay. Excuse me. Wait a minute. I don't get paid monthly. It's according to how my houses are flipped. So if I go a month without flipping a house, why did you do this?
No. Wait a minute. Excuse me. I went off what you said. You said, Your Honor, I make about $150,000. Did you say that?
I did say that.
Right. You did say that. So that's what I based it on.
Shut up.
Therefore, that's what your child support amount is going to be, $2,550. So I hope you can flip enough houses to make that flip some more for these children. Is there anything further, ma'am?
Yes, can I just ask a question? As far as the tutoring, what if I take my children to tutoring?
What? You mean like take them in a car?
Yeah, like if I take them to tutoring, can that reduce that?
Yeah, I don't want her around me.
No, I didn't say you. I said my children. You said that your concern
Did you ask me a question or did you ask him the question?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
She thought she could skate on money. Now the system put her on the hook. Flip houses or pay up. Accountability doesn't bend for excuses.
Wait a minute. You intentionally left your job?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
How much did you make at your last job?
I annually $70,000. Now I work at a convenience store.
Doing what? Doing what?
Head clerk.
Head clerk. Okay, how much are you making now?
About $30,000 a year.
$30,000. And you think that I should base child support on $30,000 instead of the $70,000 that you intentionally stop working at?
Well, that is my annual income now.
I'm not about to play with you. Ma'am, I'm going to make you pay child support. You came obviously in this courtroom to waste my time.
I'm not making $70,000 a month anymore. I'm making $30,000 a year now.
You're making $30,000 a year now, but ma'am, you intentionally work at a job that pays you less. And you think that you're going to come in this courtroom and get me to order that you pay a less amount when you're capable of making the $70,000 with a master's degree? You made that up. $899.60 is going to be your monthly child support obligation that you're going to pay each month to this man.
Dropping your income on purpose and thinking the court would cut you slack. Funny how accountability catches up when you try to cheat the system.
Is there a penalty for a man not paying child support that's meaningfully enforced?
Yes. Actually, yes. In the United States, we have recognized that it is perhaps even immoral that people should be imprisoned for debts. In the United States, we've done away with debtors' prisons. You can't go to prison for an unpaid debt, with the exception of child support payments. So yes, absolutely, if you get behind on your child support payments, absolutely, you will be sent to jail.
Do you really think that the majority of men who fail to pay child support are getting the jail penalty, or are they getting a slightly smaller penalty?
The government has very strong reach to enforce child support. Now, there's jail, for example. They can garnish your wages.
That's typically how they collect most child support.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not like if there's a child support ruling against you, even if you don't willingly pay, the government will strongly pursue all avenues to collect your money.
Men get thrown in jail for missing child support. No excuses. The system hunts every dollar, while women face almost no consequences for shirking responsibility.
I bet you more than half of fathers who are separated from their baby mamas do not have 50-50 custody because of the mother, because of the selfishness of the mother. Do you know what happens when you get 50-50? The mom doesn't get as much child support as she would if the dad got his kid every other weekend. So these mothers, instead of showing their child a healthy co-parenting relationship and a 50-50 relationship, and showing that you can be a family even though you guys still aren't together, they are showing these kids that money means way more than spending time with their kids and being an active parent. But you want to know what the reality of that situation is? The mother's being selfish, wants more money and child support. Meanwhile, the kid goes over to dad's house every other weekend and sees that dad has a whole other family full time, has a new wife, has other kids now. And that child is going to go to his house every other weekend and see how dad's other kids get to be with dad full time. But old little Johnny only sees his dad every other weekend because it's court ordered. So many kids think that their dad does not love them because they restarted with another family and they only get to see that other family every other weekend. And that kid thinks that he's not good enough. And then that starts to turn into animosity towards the other family. And then they're in therapy for broken fucking families. I don't understand why it's so hard for women to agree to 50-50 custody unless if their dad's just a straight ass piece of shit, you know? And then in that case, understandable. In this case, I'm talking about the dads who actually want to be dad and actually want 50-50. The baby mamas say no because they want more child support. All out of selfishness. Co-parenting is not hard if you do it for the child, if you think about your child. Have a great day.
Mothers block 50-50 custody to chase more money, not for the kid. Meanwhile, dads get limited time, while women turn parenting into a business.
Just pay child support and look where my son at. With me. Y'all new niggas is bummy. I swear to God. Just pay child.
It's funny, women fight for equality, and then when they're on the other side of men, they start to sympathize. And she's complaining about paying child support, and her son is sitting right there, which a lot of men go through that, and they were like, well, it's sassy for a man to take alimony, or it's sassy for him to take child support for the mother. It is what it is. Y'all want equality? Here is equality.
She complains about paying child support while her kid's right there. Equality's fun until it hits her wallet. Thanks for watching, brothers. Remember, stay focused, stay free, and keep walking your own path. If you found value in this video, drop a like, share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more content on self-mastery and independence. Until next time, walk tall, stay true.